Barnabas and Julia have escaped from the strange world of parallel time, but to their shock and horror, they have not returned to the present, but instead find themselves in a ruined, deserted Collinwood in the year 1995. They can discover nothing except that some catastrophic event happened in 1970, which obviously meant the end of the Collins family as we know them. Desperate for clues, they find out from an aged Mrs. Johnson that someone who can tell them what has happened lives on the beach at Finley's Cove.
Barnabas, whoever lives here knew Collinwood.
But how did they know it? As a friend, or
What are you saying?
perhaps these are the spoils of the disaster. Perhaps who lives here caused it.
We'll know in a moment, Barnabas. Look!
Carolyn! Carolyn, you recognize us.
Oh, we were so worried.
You got away, didn't you? And now you've come back. Or are you spirits?
No.
No, of course we aren't, Carolyn. Touch me.
You look the same.
But we are.
You shouldn't look the same.
We'll explain.
Why have you come here? What are you doing in my house?
Well, Mrs. Johnson told us.
We didn't know it was you.
She said that there was someone here who could tell us about what happened at Collinwood.
Nothing happened.
Carolyn, we've seen Collinwood.
If nothing happened, why are you living here?
This is my home.
But why? Where are the others? Where is Elizabeth? Roger?
They will come back soon.
Carolyn, we have seen David's grave. Why are you laughing?
Carolyn, stop it.
1970 was so long ago.
You remember it?
It was 5 years after 1965 and 10 years before 1980.
Carolyn, why are you so determined to keep your secret?
I love secrets, don't you? I have learned to love secrets. Yes.
Carolyn, tell us one of your secrets, just so that we can understand what's happened. We want so much to. We want to see your mother.
Yes. Yes.
And the others.
Wouldn't that be fun? We could have a picnic on the beach and play games. Oh, but what games would we play? We're too old for games.
Yes, we are, Carolyn. But just you're playing a game. Now, why do you call yourself Fredericks?
I can call myself anything I want.
Well, why don't you call yourself Collins?
That's not a good name, Collins. They don't like it.
Who doesn't? Carolyn, did you marry again?
I married Jeb Hawks, didn't you know?
Yes, we were there at the time.
No, you weren't. Mother was. You weren't there.
Yes, but we remember it.
Then you have enough to remember.
No, we
You don't
don't.
need anything more.
We do. Now, Carolyn, what would happen if we went back to 1970?
What year is this?
Carolyn, it's 1995.
Then why do you want to go back there? I don't want to leave here. I don't want to live through that again.
Go through what?
Get out! Get out of my house!
Carolyn!
I didn't ask you here. I never wanted to see you. You weren't there. Go back from wherever
Carolyn.
Carolyn, we'll be back.
Don't ever, ever!
Can't imagine what has happened to change her so much. You remember Julia, what she was like? She was so sensible and sensitive.
Perhaps she was too sensitive to survive what happened.
But occasionally I felt that she was watching us carefully as she used to. Fully aware what we were trying to find out, but for some reason or other refusing to tell us.
Barnabas, with everything so different, I don't think you should stay in this room tonight.
I have no choice, Julia. It will be dawn soon. Why are you so worried?
Barnabas, we have no idea who knows about this room in this time.
I will be safe here for tonight. And I want you to sleep too. We've been through so much.
I won't be able to.
But you must, Julia. Now I want you to go into the village.
No, Barnabas, I'm going to stay here and guard.
But you must do as I say. You can go to the courthouse. There will be some records there.
No, Barnabas.
You must do as I say, Julia. And you will.
I will.
Be careful. Dear friend.
Will tomorrow tell us any more than today? Why do I have the feeling that it will not?
What are you doing in there?
I was simply seeing who was buried there. I am interested in the Collins family.
You shouldn't say that name.
It's a very proud and honorable one.
Is it? Perhaps once.
You remember, Carolyn. You must. Now tell me, what were you doing here?
Oh,
Carolyn, you and I used to be honest with each other. Let us be again.
I'm looking for my mother's grave. No, my mother isn't dead. Is she?
You tell me.
No, no, of course she isn't. She isn't. How silly of me. I like this cemetery, don't you? I find it peaceful. So many things are peaceful that I didn't expect to be. Collinwood. Collinwood is peaceful now.
What makes it peaceful, Carolyn?
Time. Time. I never go there, you know.
Why not?
Why should I? I have everything I want where I am. My mother's inkwell. And a portrait or two. Where is your friend? Where is Barnabas?
He's in the village.
Is he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Quite sure.
What's he doing there?
He's trying to find out what you wouldn't tell him. I think you are deliberately trying to stop us from finding out, Carol, and I think you're acting this way for a reason.
I act the way I am.
I don't believe that.
If my mother were dead, they would have buried her here, wouldn't they? They wouldn't bury her someplace else, some strange place. No. No, she would be here. Carolyn, you'd better go and find your friend Julia before he gets into trouble. You see, I told you. You must make them go. You must.
We must.
Sure, we got all the records back to 1698 when this town was founded. Of course, we don't have many back then. You wouldn't be able to read them if you tried. They had funny handwriting in those days.
I'm interested in something much more recent.
Well, name the date.
1970. I'm writing an article on the Collins family.
Collins family.
Well, you can't say you've never heard of them.
Well, let's see.
Anything on the Collins family from then to the present time?
You know, I'm afraid you've got me there with all my bragging, too. Those particular records are missing.
All of them?
Well, there's a funny thing. We had a fire a couple of months ago, and, well, they went up, and
Even the tax records?
we had them all together. I don't know how it started.
I see. Well, tell me what you know about them. The Collins family.
I don't know anything.
The house, why is it deserted?
Don't ask me.
Who can I ask?
Listen, just forget about the house. I mean, there's no point in talking about it. Victor found that out, and Jean, poor Jean.
Jean.
The Flaglers. Oh, look, don't go bothering Victor. He won't talk about it, and he shouldn't be asked to. Listen, I'm closing for lunch now.
And a little early, too. Thank you. Elliot! Elliot! Elliot Stokes, you can't imagine how glad I am to see you. Elliot, it's Julia. Look at me.
I don't know how you manage this appearance.
Well, of course you do. You're the one that told us about parallel time, Elliot.
For your sake, and for Barnabas Collins. Go away from the village now.
Not until we find out what happened.
Go away, or we will be forced to act.
Then I'll go to Stokes myself. We can reason with him at least. He'll tell us something if we handle him correctly.
Barnabas, he was a good friend of mine. He's not the same man.
He was always a rational man.
He, as well as Carolyn, lived through whatever happened in that house.
Julia, if we could find one thing that did happen, just one thing, we could use it to make him talk.
Are we going to? Barnabas, you weren't with me at the records office. You didn't see that clerk's eyes. As soon as I mentioned the Collins name. Oh, I think we're foolish to keep on with this, Barnabas.
Julia.
There is danger in it, Barnabas. I feel it.
Now, Julia, you must listen to me.
When I had to leave Carolyn here this morning, I had the terrifying fear that she knew that you were in the mausoleum.
But you were wrong, obviously.
have to trust my instincts, Barnabas. Everyone's so hostile, and hostility moves to hate so easily.
So, we're supposed to run and go back to Angelique's room, hopeful that the time warp will work for us now, and re-enter Collinwood in 1970, and simply watch what caused all this? Well, I refuse to do it. Now, Julia, did you find out where Flagler lives? Julia!
Yes.
Then I'm going to go to him now.
Oh, Barnabas.
Now, please, we have no choice.
What if we don't find out anything?
Then we'll find someone else.
They're going to Victor's.
Very likely.
Are you going to stop them?
Perhaps he can do what I couldn't. Perhaps he can stop them from ever going back to Collinwood again. Perhaps his story will convince them that the forces that are there are best left alone.
I've got nothing to say about that house. Nothing to nobody.
Mr. Flagler.
You say you're a Collins? Well, I've got no use for any Collins. So you and her just turn around and start walking.
Not until you tell us what you know.
It will be easier if you tell us, Mr. Flagler. Much easier.
What do you mean by that?
We are going to that house.
Don't go there.
We have been warned before.
Listen to them.
Who is Jean? Is this Jean? Could we talk to her?
You want me to take you to where she's buried?
Mr. Flagler.
Buried, yeah. And you want to know. Okay. This is all I ever think about. Why not tell you? Jean and I, we went to Collinwood on a dare. People kept saying that they saw things, heard music. I didn't believe them. It's just an empty house, I said. Well, it's not empty.
Who's there?
I don't know. I didn't see nothing. But I felt something. Felt something that made my skin crawl. And I yelled at Jean, let's get out of here. And she felt it too. She was standing below the staircase. She started to run to me when all of a sudden it fell. Not from the roof, I swear, but from up on that balcony. It fell and hit her. I got to her, bent down, and all of a sudden I heard laughter. I swear I did. Laughter. And she was dead.
Something could have simply fallen.
You don't believe that.
No.
The laughter could have been imagined, Barnabas. Do you think he knew anything that he didn't tell us?
No.
Barnabas, listening to him, I felt the evil, Barnabas. I felt it.
Yes. There is something incredible going on here. Some plot to keep us and everyone else from knowing.
I will find out.
Someone knows.